Well, it's Wednesday. It is day 2 of the Crack Like content, and we are going to be going even deeper than what we did yesterday. Yesterday, I talked about the pillars, the 3 to 5 different areas that you speak on, one of them being your thought leadership. And today we're going to dive a little bit deeper. We're actually going to make subcategories for those pillars or those main categories. So all I'm doing, I'm just using ecamm like I normally do. And I'm just making sure that I'm just going to bring it up from the Facebook group and just so I can see any comments that come in. And hopefully, let me just turn down the volume. Just so I can see any comments. Turn that down. Put that right here. So we're going to talk a little bit more, diving this deeper, because remember, creating content is a money-making activity. And every day there should be some sort of money-making activity. And remember, content, like it's not, I got to make content every single day. No, there is a way to have a catalog of all of your content so that you reuse it, you recycle it, and most importantly, you repurpose it. And on the bonus private Zoom, I'm going to be sharing with you how my copy of my content vault that you are going to just love, that makes it so easy. Um, and it's been something that it took me a long time to really come up with it because I was using Google Drive and it just wasn't as searchable. And just go into your Google Drive and type in a word, a topic that you write about, and it's just too cumbersome. I love my vault now. So let's talk a little bit deeper about your subcategories. Your subcategories are needed for a couple of reasons. It is so that you can build that know, like, and trust factor with your audience. So when you think of what your different pillars are, and if you take a sheet of paper, and maybe hold it horizontal and write the different pillars that you have at the top. What are some subcategories that you feel are going to be necessary and also that you want to educate your ideal clients on in that topic area, that pillar, and I call it pillars because these are the things that hold things up. Pillars. Okay, so your content has pillars, and then we're going to have some subcategories. So for instance, I talk about I told you yesterday, some of my pillars are mindset, strategy, and action, thought leadership. But let me just take one other. So under strategy would be platforms. Yeah, because I talk about finding the perfect platform that meshes with your style and personality. And your style being here's me personally, and also my lifestyle, like what's going to be easy, because not this I'm not like one of those coaches that tells people well, you got to do Facebook lives. No, let's figure out what platform meshes with your personality and your lifestyle. Maybe it's podcasting, which I just recently took up and started my own podcast called Be in Demand. Maybe it's podcasting because you're I just don't have time to be creating content, and or doing live streams because I've got 4 small kids. I barely can get makeup on and do my hair. Podcasting, you don't have to worry about that. Isn't that kind of nice? There's live streaming. Maybe that's Facebook Live. Maybe that's Instagram, LinkedIn. Maybe you want to create videos. You're willing to, hey, my personality and my lifestyle, I can dedicate a morning to creating videos. I actually have some clients that actually go into recording studios, as in here in the US, you can actually go to your local cable TV channel, and they actually you can actually rent that space, and it's usually filled with a lot of volunteers, And there might be some stipulations, but definitely check that out. But it's a great place that's got beautiful cameras, people that know what they're doing, and a green screen. And you could go in there, and if you're prepared, pump out a bunch of videos. So maybe it's making videos. You know that I come from the professional speaking. I mean, so that's what I'm totally getting off track here. But what I'm talking about is like there are multiple different ways, subcategories, and one of mine happens to be platforms. So I could be talking about here's how to find the right platform. Here's why you want to like get really good at one platform. Here's the advantage to using Instagram as your platform. You can kind of see like how I could really like come up with all these different topics, excuse me, all these different posts just based on here's my pillar for strategy and the subcategory is platforms. So maybe you're a health coach and you might talk about vegetables, you know, what else for like specific diseases. I'm thinking of like I've got like multiple clients like swimming around in my head right now, but they might come up with like let's just say like one of their categories was mindset, and they've got this mindset category, but it might be like how to look at vegetables, how to start like how to like meal prep, how to like think about meal prepping for a week, how to get into new habits, to drink more water. I mean, like there's so many different things. So we want to have that pillar and come up with some subcategories. And now I'm going to take it even deeper because we're going to do that know, like, and trust. And remember, people buy from people that they know, that they like, and that they trust. So how do you do that? This is how I recommend to my clients to do that. Let people see behind the scenes. Where were your struggles? Share your struggles with people. It just lets people like, wow, like she's just like me. She's overcome this. People are not hiring somebody who's like right next to them. Like they're going to like buyers like myself, like my clients want to hire experts. So they're hiring somebody who's ahead of them. And knowing that, oh, you've been where I've been, like a health coach who has created, who has four kids. And so somebody who's got small children is going to be like, wow, that's how she did it. So she like you get to like almost like bring them into your world and share your world with them. Share your struggles. Share, and I don't mean like share your dirty laundry, like so to speak, but share some of your struggles and here's how I overcame them. And you're cheering them on. So that's why I like always say like show some of the behind the scenes stuff. I kind of like joked around, but like as I was doing my podcast launch, and a lot of people know this, but I go into my podcast recording studio, and that sounds all nice and fancy, but it's actually just my walk in closet. So you'll hear me talk about that on the podcast or like on, like in some of my content. Pretty soon you'll actually probably even see some pictures of my recording studio. But I know like other clients and other people that are in masterminds with me that they don't have walk-in closets because it's just not something like over in Europe, space is limited. New York City space is limited. So people actually just have blanket forts. And I love that. We all find creative ways, but I wouldn't have known about the blanket fort had she not shared that. And that's considered like one of those behind the scenes stuff. And so how could you build your know, like, and trust into that? Well, I'm just using what I have. It's a blanket fort. It happens to be like, I know me. If I had to go to a recording studio, and I have friends who have recording studios, there are recording studios that are around here, and you can always, keep that social distancing with these recording studios. But if I had to go to a recording studio, I probably wouldn't be doing my podcast. To be perfectly honest with you, one of the things that I talk about, I'm all about efficiency. And that's just easy for me. So you see how like that content, sharing that stuff lets people know, oh, Laurie-Ann's into efficiency. No wonder why she's into reusing, recycling, and repurposing content. No wonder why she has a vault. No wonder why, like, and these are things that I share with my clients. So that's what your subcategories are for. So that now you could literally pull out a calendar and say, I'm going to talk about this pillar and this subcategory on this week. And then you could pick another pillar and another subcategory, and you're going to talk about that the week after. So you see how this is all like starting, like these pieces are coming together. You're going to have all of these subcategories. You're going to have like build that know, like, and trust. And you're never going to wonder about like, what do I talk about again? And this makes creating your content plan so freaking easy. And that's why I love sharing this information. So let me just check my notes, because I know that creating a content plan can be so like build up so much anxiety. Like, oh my God, it's the what do I talk about this week? And when you do that, or you might even say, like, what do I talk about today? And unfortunately, when we do that, that's when we are just like throwing spaghetti at the wall. We don't know what kind of content is resonating with people because we've no data. And so this is like one of the things that I help my clients with. I help them stop throwing spaghetti against the wall. That's all there is to it. Um, you need a plan so that you know what works. Like marketing is about experimenting and figuring out, oh, this actually works for my audience. And if you're in multiple Facebook groups, you're also going to find out, oh, this works for this group and this sort of content doesn't work for this group, or it works better over here. But you need all of that data first. So that's how I help my clients like be able to scale and draw in clients so much faster, because we create a plan and then we analyze that plan. Like, let's see where all this content is. Like, let's see what the feedback is on the content. Are you getting calls? Are you getting likes? Are you getting comments? Are you engaging in conversations with people? So that's what a strategic and intentional content plan is for. So now you can see how your content plan is actually making you money and not just let me see if this works. So another idea is once you come up with you've already come up with your pillars. That was yesterday's. And now you're coming up with subcategories. And I would say to keep it to also 3 to 5 subcategories per pillar. So in other words, if you have 5 different pillars and you just have like 3 subcategories, that's 15 different topics. That's 15 different things that you can talk about and recycle. And right there, that's 2.5 months worth. And then it's to put it together to mesh it with whatever you're launching. But that's a whole other topic. And that's something that I work with my private clients. And we really dive deep into what exactly are your clients going to need in order to purchase whatever it is that you're launching, whether that's private coaching, 90-minute intensives, a program. So here is today's homework. And let me just say before I forget, because I know that I kind of forgot yesterday, tomorrow's day 3 is going to be at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want to put this up, the Speak and Stand Out. This is the link to sign up for this so that you get all the email notifications, but also to sign up for the private Zoom, the private hot seat coaching, which is going to be on Friday. Yeah, Friday. And that's when I'm going to show you my vault. You want to be on the private Zoom call and do your homework so that you can show up and you have my eyes on your content, on your content plan. So, and also if you want to bring some content with you to this particular private Zoom meeting, then you're going to have my eyes, and you can ask me anything about like, hey, like, how would I punch this up? How would I make it better? How do I make it engage with people? What are the important parts of having in a piece of content? And then, how do I reuse this? Recycle, repurpose it. I'll show you that also. So here's today's homework. It is to share your categories and your subcategories. Whether that's 3, 4, 5, what are your subcategories that you want to talk about? And then share one value or share one kind of post. It can be something that you've already written in the past or something new that you just want to write up today. It can be a behind the scenes, some piece of thought leadership, a value post, or maybe even something that you're promoting. I mean, go ahead. I mean, it's Wednesday, so there's the share your offerings. So this is a great excuse to actually get out there and write a new post. But you don't have to put it under the share your offering post. No, because if you've been watching this, you'll know just to use the hashtag #CrackLikeContent, CL content training, and share your offering. Share your posts. Give people the opportunity to see it. Now, if you're not into writing, realize that you can do a live. You could do a small video. You can create a video and feel free to upload it into the group, and that could be your content. So that's enough for today. If you have any questions, if you are watching the replay, type in replay. Love to hear your questions, and don't forget to sign up for speakandstandout.com/content-training, and because so that you want to get the invite for the Zoom, the private. It's almost going to be like a mini mastermind session, me and you. So you guys all have a wonderful day. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll swing on by and I'll answer them.